Yes?
Percival Pandergast, I presume.
You would presume correctly. Now what can I help you with?
Please prepare to properly perceive a pronouncement. Decree to Percival Pandergast. By decree of the Forlorn Triarch, Percival Pandergast, Keeper of the Reach, is hereby elevated to the rank of Triarch Archivist with all attendant authorities and obligations. Effective immediately, your primary posting is the Freewind Library, where you shall assume custody of the restricted Triarch vaults. Access instructions to follow under a separate seal. Your duties are threefold. Observe, record, report. Persons of interest will be flagged by the Triarch or its designated agents. You will shadow them, document their movements, and submit findings via Raven to the Triarch's eyes only. Your reports shall not be handed to intermediaries. Delays will not be tolerated. You answer to the Triarch alone. No separate houses, guilds, or organizations. Should any institution demand your reports, you will refer them to this decree and this decree only. The vaults are not a reward. They are a responsibility. The knowledge within is not yours to wield, only to guard. Fail in this, and the Triarch will reclaim what it has honored you with. Do you have any question of why depart?
No, I think that is fairly self-explanatory. Thank you for your pronouncement. Actually, good sir, would you be able to carry a message for me?
Oh, a visitor. How wonderful. Oh wait, I had to talk to me. Why? Who sent you here?
Miss Arlynt Napplebottom, I presume. I'm here to deliver a message from Percival Pandergast at his insistence. Please make ready to receive his words or something.
Arlynt, the Triarch has seen fit to station me in Freewind. Effective immediately, I will be assuming an essential position within the library. You will answer to me in all matters of archival protocol, preservation, and most critically, discretion. I expect your cooperation. My patience for ink-stained pranks, unscheduled disappearances, and accidental misfilings have worn thin. Consider this your final warning, and the next time a tome goes missing from the deity archives, I will assume theft. The next time a curator finds their notes rewritten in glittering script, I will assume sabotage, and I will report it. That said, I am not unreasonable. We are scholars first. If you can conduct yourself with the professionalism your position demands, we may yet uncover discoveries that benefit us both. I suggest you prepare the Celestial Fragments log for review upon my arrival. A final note about your latest mishap. The Inkling infestation in the Relic Museum's curator lab was your doing, wasn't it? The way they swarmed the restoration trays, niddling at the adhesive like it was ambrosia, almost poetic, if it hadn't taken 3 archivists a full day to recatalog the damaged scrolls. Do try to be more considerate. Some of us actually care about the integrity of these artifacts. I arrive before the next break of spring. Percival Pandergast.
Oh, you must be joking. Good sir, I am going to need you to deliver a message for me to him. Yes, I know. It's quite far away, but I must respond in kind to his message to Nate today.
Miss, as much as I would love to assist with that, I can't. I don't work for you. I delivered his message to you as a personal favor. Very well. Lord Percival, I bear a reply from Miss Napplebottom. Please do not have a further reply. I cannot continue to give this. I am at wit's end. Please.
Percival, your letter arrived smelling of sweat and arrogance. How fitting. I read it twice. The first time, I laughed so hard, the inkling in my desk drawer woke and started humming. The second time, I noticed the damage. You crushed my quill. Not just any quill. The one with the feather from the last jewel ring in Elderwood. What would Osun say? The one that writes in a script so precise it could transcribe a god's heartbeat. The one you borrowed last winter and swore you returned in the same condition. I have the dot to the light. The shaft is cracked, the nib is bent, and the delicate curve of the feather is ruined. This is unforgivable. I will be at the Freewind library for your arrival. Not out of eagerness nor duty, but because you owe me a replacement. And not just any replacement. It must match the original in every way. The same weight and balance for shelf storage accuracy. It must also glide across parchment like an overbearing half-giant on ice. I will accept nothing less. And the damaged quill? You will frame it properly, with glass that doesn't warp the light. You will sign the backing in your neat, insufferable handwriting, acknowledging your crime. It will hang in my office as a reminder that even the most meticulous scholars can be reckless. As for your threats, please, if I wanted to sabotage you, you'd know it. The inkling infestation was a mercy. You should thank me for sparing you this humiliation of explaining why the Relic Museum's conservation trays looked like they'd been attacked by a swarm of drunken conservators. I'll have the celestial fragments inventory ready, but don't expect me to make it easy for you. The last time you reviewed my work, you called my margin area excessive. I called your edits pedantic. We both know who is right. See you before spring. Try not to break anything else on the way. Arlynt Napplebottom.
Thank you, my good man. No further reply is necessary. I appreciate you bearing this burden. Well, I have some packing to do, it seems. I look forward to this excursion. Freewind at last. A new office with a wonderful view. I suppose I'll have to take some time to get settled in, but I may as well get it right down to work. After I have some lunch. Just like
Sneaking into Percy's office. Let's do a little jiggle here and dodge there. Attach this to the ceiling, set this tray, come the door. Okay, let's done. Maybe I'll set a little travel floor. Let's just set this straight plate. Tink, tigger. And set. All right, let's get back to it.
Well, if it isn't Arlynt Napplebottom. Now, what do you think you're doing here? I've thought that this office belonged to one Percival Pandergast. No?
Hello, Ray. It's been a while. Oh, I'm just having a little bit of fun. Technically, I'm actually under orders from the triad, but, well, I'm with it my way, what will I say? Actually, now that you're here, I have a wonderful idea. Maybe we could come back in half an hour and do this.
Oh, we did used to have so much fun together, didn't we? I love it. Yes, just let me know whenever your time to come back would be, and I'll handle my bit.
Oh, go though. I hear him coming. We'll talk later.
Ah, then, Napplebottom, what the blazes are you doing in my study? How many times have I told you you are not allowed here? Why, Whoa! You'll let me down from here this
Percy,
instant.
just wait. I can explain. Just give me a
Wait.
moment. Just
No,
let me
no,
do this
you stay
real
back.
quick. Yoink.
No,
Just so you know, this is an official task which I was given. I'd not want to be here, but certain authoritative people felt that it would not be appropriate for you to put together your own profile. So here I am to put together your profile, which I will do, but I knew you wouldn't let me, so I took the measures I had to do my job. If you have a problem with it, take it up with your boss, not with me. Oh, and don't worry, I will let you down once I'm done here. Or I'll ask your assistant to do it because I plan to be very far away by the time you are down. Because you run quite fast and you're bigger than me, so there. Where was I? There we go. Personality profiles of prominent persons, as helped tremendously by Arlynt Napplebottom. Percival Pandergast, the prying. Yes, that's his real name. No, I don't know why his parents hated him. Yes, I've asked. He fit a krill and a half. I stopped asking. Vital records, race, half-giant, ice-giant lineage, known as Keeper of the Reach, Veilcourt Order, or, as I like to explain, a professional snoop. Known associations, Veilcourt Order, his real family was less warm hugs and more cold calculating stares, and the ice giant reference is a coincidence. Florin Legion, the Triarch, Arlynt Napplebottom, me, obviously. He owes me 3 favors. I'm saving them for something good. Quirks. Choose krill tips, like an unrefined beast who may do it just to torment me. Giant-sized prankster. He pretends his size makes him clumsy, but he has eloquent script. Obsessive note-taker. It's him being nosy and keeping track. Arlynt Napplebottom's notes. He's a half-giant disaster, but the Veilcourt Order raised him. So that means he's educated. Percival is the Triath living filing cabinet. May the Triath never task me with this again. One of Veilcourt's strongest weapons, not because he is strong or loyal, he is, but because he remembers everything. Notable influences. Kira, he's got a thing for her, probably because he's half-giant. Nixa, he quotes her like she's his personal goddess. It's gross. Submitted by Arlynt Napplebottom, under protest and possibly a bit flourished. And with that, I am finished. Now, don't you worry, you should come down momentarily. As soon as I am gone and got the hall and out of the building, and maybe up the city, we will see. Depends how angry you get. Anyway, just remember, I have permission right here somewhere. Give me 1 second. Here it is. I have permission from the Triarch to classify my profile. So I'm afraid that this will not be going in the public record. Although any of this is public, but who's he getting classified from? Oh, well, it's classified. No talking about it, especially not my ancestry. Goodbye.
Arlynt! Oh, get her for that. Oh, she ruined my sandwich. Well, I suppose I'll have to get settled in again without lunch. At least I suppose I have an apple. It's better than nothing. It's not a sandwich, but it'll do. Well, now that that's over with, I'll do her profile first. Personality profiles of prominent persons as compiled by Percival Pandergast. Arlynt Napplebottom, the ink-slinging oracle. Vital records. Race, half Fae, half Elf. Unconfirmed, vehemently classified. Known as Master Lorekeeper, Living Library. Known associations, formerly FFS, the Fantastical Fauna Society. Freelance scholar, noted as a professional nuisance. Draking the whole society asset. Quirks, unpredictable but precise. She'll hug you for existing, then pelt you with an ink bottle for mispronouncing a word from a dead language. No filter. Will absolutely tell the trier their new policy is idiotic to their faces, then offer 3 historical alternatives before vanishing in a puff of glittering ink. Pandergast's notes. A walking contradiction who's had one too many cups of laughing bread tea. The elves tolerate her because she brokers deals between them and the Triarch. They adore her because she's exactly chaotic enough to be fun, but not so chaotic she burns down Elderwood. Yet. Notable influences. Blessed by Nixa. She can read and recite ancient texts as if she lived them, unlocking lost magic secrets or very inconvenient truths. Classified at the subject's insistence. Brenrex Twinkletop, the rune-crooning revelation of Flora. Vital records. Race, gnome, Ravenwood's born. Known as room singer, pop star, former protege of Lady Whisper. Known associations. The Academy of Residence, honorary alumnus. The Glimmering Court, Faye's Socialite Circle, the Ravenswood Arborists Guild, patron, though he rarely attends meetings. Quirks, constant hums constantly, even in sleep. Glass jar of promises, collects lovers' promises in a glass jar. Most are from Fae who've long since forgotten they made them. Sneezes in harmony. Sneezes in harmony. Every time, without fail. Pandergast's notes. Born in Ravenswood to a family of arborists, Brenrex was a restless child, more interested in singing to mushrooms than pruning trees. When Lady Whisper heard him humming while climbing a tree, she kidnapped him, with his enthusiastic consent, and dragged him to the Academy of Resonance. Notable influences. Lady Whisper, fauna mentor. A Fae virtuoso who calls him her greatest mistake, affectionately. Riven Velius, the Hound's Leash. Vital records. Race, human. known as Captain Faloran Legion. Known associations: Aurelian Order, Faloran Legion, Adventurers Guild. Quirks: the Penitence Ritual. Before battle, he sharpens his greatsword 3 times, a habit left over from his father's blacksmith lessons, a man who believed repetition wards off regret. The Hollows Tell. He touches the scar on his palm from a past Rennet battle when lying, as if the old wound itches under deceit. Pandergast's notes. Riven fights like a man who's seen the hollow and decided to build a damn fence around it. He is, at times, methodical, usually exhausted, but never quite hopeless. He's the only captain I've met to apologize to his men after battle and then buy them barrels of ale. It's inefficient, but the Oathsworn would die for him. Notable influences: Nathus Waymaker. Riven served as a young scout under Nathus during his final years of Legion service as the Adventurer Guild's leader, a time when the veteran was already a living myth among the Legion. Where others saw Oathsworn as liabilities, Nathus proved they had potential, having become one himself. Olympus Steelveil, the Zeveth's Shadow. Vital Records. Race, Elf, Aurelian raised. Known as Justica, Faloran Legion. Known associations: Aurelian Order, Faloran Legion, Relic Church, Zealot Sect. Quirks: focused yet tender. She hums old elden lullabies under her breath when deep in thought, a habit she learned from her mother. A measured blade. She carries a satchel of temple ashes with her, not for protection or to sprinkle over the dead. It seems like a personal ritual, as if she is apologizing. Pandergast's notes. Justica Olympus navigates her duties like a surgeon, precise, detached, and incapable of moving on when someone is wounded or worse. She prays to the gods like a zealot, but drags her teams into echoes. Her eyes linger on revenants before engaging with them, as if she's listening to see if whisper something she seeks. Notable influences. Devout to Kira. She keeps a small, chipped ice shard in a vial. Her fellow legionnaires have spoken of how she pulls it out for a moment of clarity before leading others into danger. Fen Duskthorn, the Thorned Hermit. Vital Records. Race, Dark Elf. Known heirs, the cartel's Mad Botanist. Known associations: Nerogi, Kassavar Cartel. Quirks: the Hourglass Obsession. Fen keeps constant track of at least 3 hourglasses, 1 for plant growth, 1 for sworn lifespans, and 1 for storm patterns. Composts everything. Fen refuses to waste anything. Last night's dinner, Nerogi droppings, and even enemy courses. Pandergast's notes. Fen Duskthorn is a dark elf who loves sunlight, a hermit who commands miniature legions, and a gardener who weaponizes decay. He's as much in season as he is out of season. By that, I mean he has managed to replicate all seasons and multiple biome gardens, all in his yard. I've watched him long enough and realized his erratic genius is far more than gardening. Notable influences. Osan, god of fertility and vegetation. The rare moments Fen leaves his tower is to visit Osan's shrine. From the sight of his garden, Osan has clearly blessed him. Nathus Waymaker, the Old Wanderer. Vital Records. Race, human. Known as the Guild's First Blade, to Oathsworn who remember his Legion days. The old wanderer among adventurers and sailors who still visit him today. Known associations. Adventurers Guild, founding guildmaster, now retired but still influential. Forlorn Legion, former vanguard, served under the Aurelian Order before his dishonorable discharge. The Wandering Wayfinder, his compass and map shop, a haven for travelers and rogues alike. Quirks, the compass hoarder. He keeps a private collection of broken or antique compasses. He is usually seen tinkering with one of them. The cartographer's marginalia. When copying maps for clients, he annotates them with tiny doodles. He mostly leaves subtle warnings of dangers he's encountered. A wolf here or a storm club there. Percival Pandergast snips. Waymaker moves like a man who's lived beyond his experiences. He is slow to trust, quicker to act when he does. His hands are steady, but his eyes flick to exits like a cornered wolf's. The Legion trained the hesitation out of him. The Hollow put it back. A useful paradox, that one. Notable influence. Iteria, goddess of journeys. Though he'd score for the idea of divine guidance now, Mavis was raised on Iteria's teachings. Her emphasis on adaptation and resilience shaped his leadership in the guild, even if he'd never pray to her again. Dimfoot Ironvein, Sparky. Vital records, race, dwarf. Known as Sparky, the naive and optimistic dwarven merchant. Known associations, Elder Lights, her own home and business. Ashfall Sanctuary, her childhood home and kinsfolk. Quirks, Tip Jumper. She tells tales that traveling customers tend to tip her for, and also gives unwarranted advice to anyone who will listen. She is a prideful dwarf. Storm Braggart writes, she often boasts about her 3 strikes from lightning, a proud technique that has helped her recycle old spark jabs. Pandergast notes, Dimfoot Ironvein is a resilient and dedicate merchant with an adventurous spirit that shines as brightly as the spark gems she sows. Her infectious enthusiasm and deep-rooted knowledge of gemology make her a beloved figure among the residents of the Whispering Plains. Observing her at Elder Lights is often a captivating sight as she effortlessly combines her craft with storytelling, enchanting all who come near. Notable influence. Aldersul, the god of creation and craftsmanship. Heavily influences Dimfoot's affinity for innovation, and her belief in the beauty of craftsmanship results from dedication and skill. Sarah Aurelia, the Black Honey Witch. Vital records, race, human. Known as Alchemist, branded heretic by the Aurelian Order. Known associations, Man-Eater Apiary, founder and overseer. Fantastical Fauna Society, FFS. Former alchemist, current informant. Aurelian Order, exiled but still respected by pragmatists. Quirks, always experimenting. She tastes her own concoctions, a habit that's nearly killed her twice. Talks to the bees. Not in a mad way, she promises. Carries a dagger laced with manticore venom for emergencies or opportunists. Pandergast notes, Sarah Aurelia is a storm in a teacup and utterly indifferent to whether or not she scolds you. She treats the manticores like misbehaving children, the ogres like beloved nephews, and the Aurelian Order like a disappointing father who still hasn't apologized. Watching her work is like reading a forbidden text, illuminating, dangerous, and best done with gloves on. Also, Her honey will either cure what ails you or make you hallucinate your own funeral. There is no in-between. Notable influence: the Fantastical Fauna Society, FFS. The Fantastical Fauna Society shaped Sarah's defiance of doctrinal purity and her obsession with adaptive survival. Their unorthodox experiments in the Castlands taught her that tradition is a cage and innovation, even heretical, is the key to survival. Aldrich Stillark, the Unbroken Shield. Vital records, race human, known as Aurelian Order Knight. Known associations, Aurelian Order, Knight and Trainer. Phaloran Legion, Barracks Instructor, former Echo Specialist Unit. Quirps, the Shield Tap. Before every battle or train drill, he wraps his shield twice, a habit inherited from his father, and every recruit under his command mimics it for luck. The Bar Tab. He pays for drinks he never touches at the Salty Growlers, leaving them for the next Legionnaire who meets one, a silent tribute to the comrades he's lost. Pandergast notes: Aldrich Stillark is a man carved from duty and tempered by loss, but beneath the steel there's a crack. He trains soldiers like a blacksmith hammers iron because he's terrified of what happens if they break. Watch him long enough and you'll see it. Moments where he realizes the Order's dogma might be as hollow as the threats he fights. Notable influence: Kira, goddess of strength and protection. Kira's domain of strength and protection. His refusal to retreat, even in the face of overwhelming odds, is driven by her influence. A trait that has saved countless lives, but also isolated him. Ray Bell, the Pink Phantom. Vital records. Race, human. Known as illusionist at the Horned Decanter. Known associations: Dragonholt Society, illusionist mentor and operative. The Horned Decanter, performer and Trayman. Julie Bell, sister and rival Golomancer, Valcourt Order. Quirks, the Glitter. What on earth? Hoop? Arlynt? How was I? Quirks, the Glitter Gabbert. She keeps enchanted glitter bombs in her coat pockets and deploys them as either a distraction, a prank, or a psychological weapon. Dramatic departures. Never leaves a room normally. She'll vanish in a puff of smoke, walk out of a fake door, or replace herself with an illusion mid-conversation. Pandergast notes: Raybell is a paradox. She is chaotic, yet loyal to her betrayals, and utterly unpredictable except for her devotion to Freewind's safety. She treats illusions like an art, doused in glitter, lies, and confused victims. Watch her too closely and you'll question reality. Notable influence: Aeteria, Davos of Journeys. Indirectly. Though Ray would scoff at the idea of divine inspiration, her love for Freewind's underbelly and her knack for guiding lost souls, or leading them astray, mirror Aeteria's domain of adventure, trust, and the roads less traveled. Matthew's Shoefly, the Crust Crusader. Vital records: race, dwarf. Known as proprietor of Shoefly's pies and pastries. Known associations: Shoefly's pies and pastries. Proprietor and master baker. Merith Company, former member, current supplier. Ashfall Highlands, local celebrity. The Gastronomical Alchemy Guide, GAG. Master baker and pastry chef. Quips, the apple obsession. You would kick a tree if its apples aren't up to his standards, and he could tell if one is ripe just by smelling it. A skill he claims is dwarven intuition, not magic, you over-publicating elf lover. the Mohawk maintenance. His snow-white mohawk is stiff with pollinade, and his beard is rebraided daily. He insists it's for more aerodynamic pie tossing, and will glare at anyone who suggests otherwise. Pandergast's notes. Matthew's shoofly is a flour-dusted crust crusher, in the best way. If it's worth doing right or not at all. His exile from his clan for choosing baking over forging seemed to drive him into perfecting pies. For Matthews, his pies are his anvil. Meanwhile, he is revered within GAG despite his harsh criticism of them, calling their fancy poisons and mind tricks an insult to honest flour. Yet he secretly admires their precision, and his spiced venison pie is rumored to have accidentally put a Drakenhold spy to sleep for 12 hours, a recipe he won't confirm or deny owing. Notable influence. Aldersul and the Gastronomical Alchemy Guild, GAG. Strike that. Notable influence. Aldersul and the Gastronomical Alchemy Guild, GAG. His endless work towards perfecting his craft is a mirror of Aldersul's values. GAG had to offer him membership 3 times before he finally believed his apron was stained enough to accept. Dominic Vathar, the Portal Keeper of Freewind. Vital Records, Human. Known as Head Portal Keeper, Freewind Portal Maxis. Known associations, Freewind Portal Maxis, Head Portal Keeper. Itiri's Clergy, devout follower, though they find his cheese obsession distracting. The Gastronomical Alchemy Guild, GAG. Unofficial cheese consultant. Quirks, the cheese tasting ritual. He carries a small knife and a waxed cloth at all times to several new cheeses, and will interrupt a life or death conversation to declare a Gouda adequate but uninspired. Portal paranoia. He always opens a closed door, even to leave it slightly ajar. You never know when a way room needs a way in. Pandergast's notes. Dominic Vathar is a man of 2 obsessions: the precise arcane art of portal keeping and the sacred greasy glory of cheese. He treats both with the same veneration. Way rooms get you across the lore in seconds. The other gets you through life with dignity. Watching him work is to observe a scholar and a glutton. He'll lecture you on the dangers of unstable echoes one moment, then spend the next 20 minutes debating the merits of aged cheddar versus blue vein. Notable influence. Iteria and Cura. Dominic's dual devotion to Iteria and Cura shapes his worldview. From Iteria, he inherited his obsession with journeys. From Cura, endurance in the face of chaos. The result? A man who is both an explorer and a traditionalist, never quite satisfied with the destination, but always savoring the journey. Celeste Hawthorne, a Relic Church devout. Vital Records, race, human. Known as Relic Church Devout Seeker, Tactical Advisor, LERT. Known associations, the Lauren Legion, former Legionnaire. Relic Church, Devout Seeker. Freewind's Echo Response Teams, LERT. Tactical Advisor. Quirks, friends in dark places. She talks to remnants like they're old friends, asking them questions and nodding along as if she understands their answers. Given her skills and experience, she actually might understand them. The Relic Polish. She carries a cloth and a vial of blessed oil at all times, absent-mindedly polishing relics during conversations, even if they aren't hers to clean. Pandergast's notes. Celeste Hawthorne is a kind of soldier who makes the Legion nervous. She treats remnants like misbehaving pupils and relics like long-lost lovers, and I've yet to decide which is more unsettling. Watching her work is like observing a force of nature. You know something's coming, but you can't tell if it'll bring salvation or destruction. Notable influences: Forlorn Legion and Relic Church. Celeste's dual loyalty to the Forlorn Legion and the Relic Church has forged her into a weapon with a conscience. The Legion taught her discipline, shaping her into a soldier who could stand her ground against the Hollow's onslaught, but it was the Relic Church's seekers who gave her purpose. Aeldeth Winterbrook, he who spurns time. Vital records: race, elf. Known as the Time Spurned. Known associations: House Winterbrook. Member: Pandergast's notes. All information included in here is unconfirmed as of yet. An elven knight hailing from the Winterbrook Citadel, a fortress floating off the eastern coast of the former Singing Stones, which has become inaccessible since the night. House Winterbrook is an ancient elven house dedicated to the service of the now defunct God of Time. Aeldeth is what we would term an independent actor. He has worked in service to most of the great houses, but is not dedicated to any. He is believed to spend his time seeking relics in other curios, as well as performing work for scholars, presumably with the aim of making the Citadel accessible once again. Also notable, it would seem that he bears his newborn son into battle, nestled in the back of his shield. Rumors say that this is a family tradition and that all these lying learn the martial ways almost from birth. Syndrome, aka Syndrome. Vital records. Race, presumed Dark Elf. Known as Syndrome. Known association: unknown. Quirks: unknown. Pandergast notes: an elf-sworn of unknown origins. Little is known about this entity's origins or true identity. He has had dealings with several of the great houses, but has gone by the alias of Syndrome in his communications. All that is known is that he appears to be a dark elven male mage of seemingly early to middle years. Well, I think that's enough for one day. I'll continue with this next time.